Oh, well.
Can't find it?
No.
Looks like we're live.
Okay, cool.
Hi, Vicki.
Hello, hello. I'm searching for my black gesso at the moment, which I'm not sure where it is.
It grew legs and crawled off like a little spider.
Yeah.
Probably what happened.
So maybe I will just put down some U-Trick and add some black paint.
Let's see. Yesterday I had Edgar Hedgerman, so today I have Imamu Mandrillington. Who do you have?
I have Desiree Decisive.
Desiree Decisive. Okay, well, I have a mandrill, so that's a start. This is from our collage pages that we handed out in the Art Joy is Sharing Facebook group. If you're visiting and you are not a member of that group yet, you probably should join up. Link is below the video. You can click on it, and you have to be a member of Facebook. And then when it comes up, you need to answer the questions that pop up. If you don't answer the questions, we're not going to accept you. That's just how it is.
That's how
Got
it
to
is.
make sure that you're not a robot.
We have way too little time to be managing stuff.
Yeah, way too little. I got no time.
Yeah.
I got no time for nonsense at all.
So how's everybody doing? What's everybody been up to this week?
Looks like Sybil and Marie and Cindy and Peggy have joined us. Hello, hello, hello.
Well, I've seen some cool pages coming out of those folks.
Yep, I have too. Yesterday, Elizabeth Singer, I think her last name is, contacted me and she told me that she's been really, really so excited about the challenge and she's kind of fallen behind on her life book lessons because she's been having too much fun with the characters.
That happens.
So I thought that was kind of cool. She is the one who is managing a stamp on tissue image swap associated with Art Joy of Sharing, but not in the group because I asked her not to clog up the group with a bunch of posts about that. So she's doing it separately, but she basically is having everyone send her the stamped images and then she will sort them and resend them back out. It's a nice service for her to provide. So
I saw that. I unfortunately, this is not the month for me to do that. So
yeah, me either. I've already overcommitted to some other stuff that I wasn't intending to do, and then I got some other stuff sent to me yesterday in email that I was not aware of until yesterday, and I am so overcommitted.
Yeah.
Not even funny. I don't know how I'm going to get all of it done, but I have to because it's required. So
because we're good and we'll do it.
Yeah, I'll be up all night trying to do this and that and another thing, and wow, it's out of control, people, out of control.
So you guys know I've been working in this journal that's got really crummy paper in it. Yesterday I was trying to get the pages to go back in because they were starting to fall out because of the wet medium. So I thought today I ought to start with a coat of gesso just to give it some thickness and, you know, maybe help this page survive. But I want to come in here and say hello to the people that are joining us. We have Vicki and Sybil and Marie and Cindy and Peggy and Daisy and Salted Seashell. That's a new one to me. Cindy Bagley, yes, is saying hello to everybody too. So hi.
Glad you joined us.
So I really like this gesso in case you guys, you know, need to replace yours. This is from U-Trick, and who is it? Dick Blick typically carries this brand. But it's nice and flexible, and it's thick, and it's, you know, it's a good gesso.
I thought it was interesting that Utrecht is a town in, I believe, Germany. I was looking up the brand. It always interests me to know where things come from. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's an actual town named that, and then the art supplies are named after the town. I thought that's cool.
Oh. I wonder if our friend Andrea knows about that.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah, I bet.
She lives in Germany, maybe not near Utrecht, but I'm sure that any product that's manufactured in a country would be, the top of the line thing there, right? You would think,
Hey.
anyway.
Jamie is here. Good morning, Jamie. She did a really cool post early on doing snarky stuff, which, I love the snarky stuff.
Yeah, I saw that. I watched your video.
But I have not commented on that. So, yay, Jamie.
I think I
Go over and
commented.
check her out after the live today. Okay, I've got these magazines. They're like,
Right.
I like them because they're more like black, white, and gold and silver imagery. And they're good magazine pages. It's mostly, home interior stuff. And I think some of these you can even send from the company. Some of these that are, advertisement type magazines. You can probably Google it and find that sort of thing. But I mean, even the faces in here, the black and white faces in here are kind of cool. Hey, Rennie, how you doing there? So I've got a couple of things here. Oh yeah, I got gesso going everywhere already. I can't help but put my finger in it, right? So in that case, I need a little art guard.
Yeah, I forgot to put art on. I need to do that before I get too crazy here. I was trying to blend this up a little bit with baby wipe, and I got paint on my hands already.
Yeah. Well, and I need to go over and start my other camera because I haven't been very good about that lately either. I don't know. I'm tired. I've been doing a lot of yard work and stuff trying to get ready for fall. And it's just, too many things going on. So let's start the other camera. Get some art guard on.
Okay, so I filled up my background with blue and gray and light blue acrylic paint because I'm trying to make a misty looking thing. I do need a stencil or something though. Wonder if I have where. I was apparently in the wrong thing this morning, and yeah, there was stuff and things happening. Here's a stencil. That might be kind of cool. This
is really weird. You guys probably do the same thing that I do. I had a completely different idea about where this page was going yesterday. I got up this morning and I said, oh, I think I'm going to do thusly. It's like, did you ever do that? Did you ever just, change your mind midstream about this stuff?
Well, considering that I didn't consider my page yesterday because I was too busy making other pages, I didn't change. I decided what I was going to do this morning.
Well, I kind of decided yesterday and I pulled a few things out, and then it's like, I'm not feeling that,
But I'm not saying that couldn't happen to me very, very easily.
So I'm just getting some paint on the page. This is, I don't know. I don't even know where I got it. It's probably in a discount aisle. This is one of those Ranger Dauber things. It's sitting around here. I need to use it, right?
Always. We always need the stuff we have sitting around. Need to use it. Use it or lose it.
Yeah.
But I'm not very
Jamie
good at that.
says that's been happening a lot to me lately. Yeah, I think I know where I'm going and then not. You know, I had a whole, because it's Desiree Decisive, I was thinking, well, I should do something with a judge, because uh judge has to make decisions about life things for a lot of people. And I don't care whether it's a court judge or a judge for a show or, whatever. If you're sitting on a panel and you're judging something, you have to be decisive. So I thought Desiree needed to be a judge, right?
That makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, well, and then all of a sudden, I started thinking about other things, and I don't know why I went the direction I did. I think I'm changing my mind again. While we're
Again,
sitting
right
here,
here live.
yeah, why not, right?
Why not?
Because I had a whole idea this morning, and this is me being indecisive.
Oh, she's being indecisive about being decisive.
Desiree's decisive, Peg is indecisive.
That sounds
Peggy
like
says
an
she wanted her
Inception
page to be
moment right there.
Halloween. Cool. Maria, oh, I so get you. She says the idea of cleaning is sweeping the room with a glance. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, I don't know why I was going the way I was going, but you see the image that I picked out. I was going to use this image. I think I'm changing my mind again.
This is a really fun stencil. Do you remember that guy's name though? Because
Who?
he's a watercolorist and he makes these weird stencils.
Oh. No, I don't think I have any of his.
I can't remember his name. Sorry, guy whose name I can't remember. It's cool
Okay.
though. It's like it makes the background look really cool, even though you don't really know what you're looking at when you look at the stencil. Like this one is called Leaves, and I think that he makes his watercolors and then he makes these type of things off of it. He's a real artist guy. Don't know what his name is. I wished I did. I would tell you. I can tell you the number of the stencil though, S741, and then you can go look on Stencil Girl, look up S741, and then you'll come up with him and all his other stencils. He has a butterfly one that's really cool. I have it somewhere. And you look at it and you're like, what is this? But then when you stencil it, it's a butterfly. I don't know. Anyway, does that look like a misty, cloudy situation? I hope so, because that's what I was going for.
Well, that's good. That's good if you know what you're going for.
Kind of.
All right.
So
I think I'm just gonna go fluorescent today. That's all I can say. I've got this pink and blue in the background. I've got these neons. So, I got black on part of the page. Why not?
Rennie says it looks misty, so that's good. Rennie says she's working on her mandrel page also. She must be in the same one behind that I am. It's because I started out the month with the hop, and so then that took the first, so then I couldn't start with my pages until the next one. So yeah. All right. So this morning I was doing a little research on my computer. If you look at this list and you're not really sure what this stuff means, you can look it up. And the name Imamu meant a couple different things. And one of them, if you added, I think it was AK at the end, so it would be Imamuk. It would be, it means a Japanese village of now. And the word Imamu is more associated with Africans and stuff like that. And mandrills are monkeys.
Yep.
And there's no way that I was going to do Africa and monkeys on the same page.
No.
I think that would be really poorly taken by some people.
Yeah.
And I don't want to offend anyone.
Yeah.
So the way that I made this list, if you guys are curious, is I did a name generator and an animal generator and a trait generator. Those are all things you can find, random things on the internet. And then I matched up things that I thought sounded cool. And then maybe I added like TON or TEN or, something like that at the end to make it sound more like a last name. It took some time to figure it out, but I did not make the connection between Imamu being an African name and word and the fact that a mandrill is a monkey. So I hope I don't offend anyone. I would be very embarrassed.
I know you had no intention of doing anything like that. So just feel free to, go with the flow here.
I already offended someone earlier because I don't know why, but the very first prompt, Riguro rat face, she thought that had something to do with calling Jewish people rats.
Really?
And she left a scathing comment on my channel. I never said anything about Jewish people.
How on earth?
I don't know.
I'd like to know what she thinks the connection is.
I don't know either.
That's weird.
It had nothing to do with anything to do with
any kind of that's ethnicity. Part of the problem is if we ourselves don't know enough about particular cultures, we can get ourselves in a lot of hot water unintentionally.
But the whole page was about the Miami Mafia and that phrase, "you dirty rat," from the movies.
Yeah,
it had nothing to do with Jewish people at all. So I don't know where she got that. I was like, wow. Anyway, I explained.
Well, and mine is definitely, mine is kind of ratty, gangstery too, because it's talking about Kingpin of the Rat Face Clan.
Right. So I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know.
She was pissy about it, but I was like, well, I did not intend that.
Well,
in any way, shape, or form. When I made the list, when I made the page, when I made the video, I said nothing about anything like that.
Anybody that knows us knows better, so she must not know us very well.
Yeah, she probably doesn't. I don't know. Anyway, I was like, wow. And it was one of the first comments too. And then someone else that frequently watches my videos and commented back to her like, yeah, I don't know where you're coming from, lady. It was weird. Anyway, that was not cool.
That's too bad. So, it kind of takes the fun out of it,
I know, and you've got to be so careful. The whole point is to make funny characters.
Which we are trying to be very careful. We would never intentionally offend anyone,
Right. Never. That's like, wow. So anyway, I'm telling you now that there was no intention when I paired these two things. I just thought it sounded good. But my mandrill guy is a Buddhist monk who lives
now you're
in
making
the
me think about what did I do?
Mountains. So
mine is meditating.
Yeah. That's funny because mine's going to have to meditate too because he's a Buddhist monk.
Yeah.
But first he's got to get some clothes on.
Huh.
Well, I might glue him down and then put his clothes on. And actually, when you look at this picture and you look at his eyes, he really looks wise and thoughtful. This picture is off of Unsplash.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a royalty-free photograph that I grabbed off of Unsplash. But look at his eyes. I don't know if you guys
Which
can
is where we
see.
typically get those things from.
Look at these eyes. He
I
looks
know.
so.
Well, I used the
Wow.
same image because what I did is I just cut part of it out and I used a emu behind because Emanu to me indicated an emu and a mandrill, so it's like it was kind of weird combo, right?
I thought it looked cool. I watched the video yesterday.
So I just thought, well, we're using it's a mashup, it's a mix up of all kinds of creatures there.
Mashup is a good way to do this challenge, to combine characteristics of different things. But yeah, I'm just trying to do my thing. So
yeah, well, if she's that offended, she won't be back. So there we go.
Well, yeah, that's fine. Fine. I mean, that sounds mean, but you know what? I don't need the negative energy.
No, we don't.
When I'm just trying to do something nice for people and encourage people to do art, and then to have to deal with stuff like that it's part of being on YouTube, but it's also just not fun at all. So.
Well, and it would have been better if she had private messaged you and explained what her problem was with it.
Yeah, so that she did not respond to my response either. So it's possible that there was just somebody who wanted to be a jerk,
Yeah, probably.
And I can't do anything about that. But
no, you can't.
I left the comment. I didn't remove the comment. I responded thoughtfully. I'm not going to try to censor her if that's what she thinks.
Rennie says it's the generation of people being offended over nothing.
Yes.
That's so true. And if you have a problem with something I'm saying, then start a conversation with me. I'd gladly talk to you. I don't understand why people take offense instead of, sharing their information about what's bothering them,
And I feel a little bit stifled because I think it would have been super fun to use some of those interesting African backgrounds papers that we got from Israel.
Oh yeah.
And maybe some of those African masks from the last stencil club with this, but I knew that was going to be socially unacceptable, so I didn't, even though.
Well, I did something unknowingly. Because I did not know that Aboriginal art, you cannot use that terminology unless you're an Aboriginal.
Yeah, I learned that from Mary Beth Shaw because apparently.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't either.
So I had to go back and review some of the stuff I'd done because I was doing something in that style. And I just thought, well, that's, it's just like pointillism or anything else. It has a name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, you can't do that. It's like, oh boy, I really screwed up.
Oops, that didn't come down all the way to the bottom. Whoops.
So they had to change the whole name of a stencil.
Yeah.
And it was not intentional. There was nothing intentional about it. But we don't live there. We don't have a clue.
Right, and I mean, Aboriginal art is awesome.
Beautiful.
The patterns are amazing that people can be so accurate with patterning and repetition and stuff, and to me that's a compliment.
Yeah, well, we wouldn't want to emulate the same thing if we didn't think it was beautiful and wanted to do it. All right, what have I got here? I've got some stuff.
So I'm making a pattern by tracing the shape through deli paper, trying to anyway. I couldn't quite see very well, but I think I'm doing okay. Because I'm going to get this guy some clothes. Because he's kind of naked. I think it needs to come up further, though.
Boy, I really messed myself up good already.
Did you?
I am coated in gesso. Oh my gosh.
Well, you got your argot on, right?
Oh yeah. But it's still a mess. Still a mess.
So I'm going to use this. I know that Buddhist monks' robes don't have pattern on them, but I think this is really cool. And it's the right color. It's kind of that saffron, yellow, orange.
Yes.
This, I think this is predominantly quinacridone gold, which maybe we should call their robes quinacridone gold colored.
Well, and I kind of like, they do those offerings, and a lot of times they're using the marigold petals and things.
Yeah.
And it's that golden color. Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about that culture. I'm dangerous. But I love the imagery, the image of the Taj Mahal, or the monks
all the gold,
in their
like
robes.
the gold Buddha statues and stuff. Amazing.
Yeah.
I would love to visit that stuff, but we're not qualified to visit that because we're not Buddhists. So
right.
it wouldn't be accepted. But yeah, beautiful.
Well, I think you can go into the Buddhist temples. Some of them.
If you were like in Japan or something. I mean, there's probably some around here in the States.
Well, I mean, I've seen other travel videos where people are going into some of the Buddhist temples. And they're just making offerings and prayers just like everybody else,
Right.
And honestly, my brother lived in Thailand for a number of years. And, his funeral was actually a Buddhist funeral, because
awesome.
The village he was living in was, practicing Buddhists. And so, it was so ornate. Oh my gosh, it's just, wow. So this is just a piece of packaging I cut out. And it was in my stash of stuff. So I thought, why not use it for a border here? I don't know. I did this on the edge and I'm not liking it. So I might come back with the black again. And just black that all out. Yeah, Cindy, you are so right. I learn more lessons from doing things wrong than doing them right,
That's a lot of people's learning style.
Yeah. I mean, really, think about it. If we didn't, we remember the things that we do wrong, and it's to me easier to remember sometimes the things that we do wrong than the things that we do right.
Everything is sticking together. I need to trim this. Trim.
Yeah, that's better to me, but I got a mess now. I need a little brush.
It's not easy to trim these things when they're still kind of wet. But I'm going to do it anyways. I want to get that off. Okay. Now he's not naked anymore.
Okay, I like that better. I didn't like that stuff on the edge.
Let's see if we can get this to fold really well. All right, now we've got a piece coming up over there. That's the thing. Sometimes it's much better to work on a flat.
Natalie, you don't need any more than that today. Good one. Good one. Yep.
What did she say? To be human is to make mistakes.
Oh, see there? That page is just sticking. Crummy paper. Ugh. Oh, dear. Next time I'm going to pick a book that's got better paper in it.
Well, it's good to show what it's like to work in a junk journal. You know, people need to know because they might not actually enjoy it as much as they think. All right. Okay, I got my mandrel. I got his monk robe on. I want to do some like shading with that to get kind of those interesting looped over and creased down over the shoulder. You know what I'm talking about. I almost think he should have hands right here. Let's see, what color would the hands be though? It would probably be some sort of a skin tone on the palms and then dark on the back because of the fur. And also hands are such a pain. Such a pain. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. So all right, I'm going to use this chickadee.
He wouldn't have any type of a hat because he wouldn't be able to send his thoughts out if his head was covered. So no hats. But I could try to make some type of hands, but I'll try with this craft colored paper because that's kind of the right color of a skin tone. We'll see if I can draw. Oh my word. Drawing hands is so awful.
There's always something, you know?
Well, they're just, I don't know what it is about hands, but they're just.
Yeah, well, and some days you just can't get the right proportion for the angle or the, it's like, yeah, I get it. All right, I want to put a coat of something over this because it's just printed on regular printer paper. So let me get I need a glue brush here of some sort. Got a couple of them sitting in the water. So I did a wonderful job of cleaning that up yesterday, didn't I?
Man, I cleaned up my water this morning and it was like 2 weeks worth of water that hadn't been cleaned. It was nasty. Probably be coming around from the side. Where's my little tiny eraser thingy? Where's my little eraser?
Try that out a little bit.
Oh, reach. Oh, and then I crashed everything. Oh my gosh. I forgot to turn my secondary camera on.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
So
I actually remember this morning.
I set the dumb thing up, but I just forgot to push the button.
Okay, so that was just some deco page to coat. And I think I'm done with these, so I'm going to drop these in the water too. You can rinse these out and use them over and over again. And I'm actually going to clean them out after this today. Because I'm not going to be here tomorrow, so I have to clean today. So I'm going down to Des Moines to Stamp Joy. Anybody else going to be there? I am working that event this weekend. So if you're there, stop by, say hello. I think I'm working table 8 or something like that. Oh, they sent me an email. I'll get it figured out. I'll be there. Okay, get that out of the way.
That should be fun.
Elbow in it. Yeah, it's always good because they do it in Des Moines and my son lives there. So when I get done working, he and I can go hang out and do something. So I like that. What else do I want on here? Boy, okay, for being a decisive sort of day, I'm very indecisive. I think I'll take, I've got these fine point markers. Oh, and that's still wet. Let me just ruin a marker.
Okay, hopefully these are decipherable. I used that Pentel color brush in the sepia toned to go around it, and then I blended it with water because that's a water-based product, so it kind of gives a little bit of shading, maybe. I don't know. This is how they hold their hands when they're meditating. It's not like this or like this or like this. It's like kind of folded like this, one hand inside the other.
I got stuff out here to do, and it's in my way. I got out these bottles because I was going to transfer some of that spray stuff. It really ticks me off when the sprayers don't work anymore.
I get so tired of that. I tell you what. Every time I go to try to spray something, and I probably have, I have way too many spray things. I got every kind of spray thing, and I go to spray it, and then the minute I try, the stupid sprayer doesn't work. Makes me want to stab something. Tell you what.
Yeah. Stick a fork in my eye. Okay. Come on. Transfer. Some of these transfers don't want to transfer all the best either.
I think that's about like what what you're trying to transfer onto. That's kind of what I've discovered. I've been trying to do rub-ons lately because I have found a whole bunch when I was kind of cleaning up a little bit. And man, they don't transfer onto some stuff, I'll tell you that.
Well, I think to me it depends on the brand, because sometimes some brands are not as good as others. And I don't know what the difference is. And sometimes when I can't get it to come off, I just put some matte medium over the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can always do that. You can always just cut this stupid thing off and glue it down.
Yeah, see, that's not coming up the way it should. And maybe it's just because this is fresh. You know, it hasn't had a chance to cure underneath. Come on. Yeah, okay. Matte medium is coming out.
You know what? This is not right. This would be the side that had the arm. The other one would be completely naked. Oh, shoot. Shoot, shoot. That's not right. Oh, well. Now I don't know what to do because I made that stick out that way. I needed to have a whole arm. Dang it.
Huh.
It's
Paige
gonna be
says
one of
that
these.
Mike showed some pump style sprayers that don't have the rod in them. I mean, I have trouble even with spray paints. I mean, I've gone to the point where I take the nozzle off when I'm done with a spray paint. You know how you're supposed to tip it upside down and spray it out until it's clear? I do that, and then I take it off and I wash it and set it aside and store it. Suckers still clog on me. I don't know. There's got to be a better way with sprays. Because I really like spray paint, like the Liquitex and that. I really like it. And I hate to go out and buy new spray caps every time you use it. Okay, what am I looking for now? I don't know.
That's just dumb looking.
Um,
This is not going out at all the way I planned. What little tiny bit of planning I did is not at all what this is coming out like.
well, honestly, sometimes planning doesn't always pay off. Not sure which one of these I want to use. Guess I'll cut them both out. I have it in black and I have it in white. And you know, we got a lot of black and white going on with this page. That's just too much black. All right. I guess I just made my decision. Get my trimmer out here. It's a lot easier. Just trim up. I can be decisive. I can make a decision.
Can you?
Yeah.
Can you be decisive on an indecisive day?
Desiree's not the only one. Oh, where's my corner thing? I think I want to. Oh, of course it's not going to do that because the paper's too thin. Duh. Gotta put something behind it when it's too thin.
Ugh.
And that's the wrong size. It's still the wrong size. What am I doing wrong here? Don't think I slid it down far enough. Oh well. I'll have to use scissors.
Does that look completely stupid? Yes, yes it does. Just wanted to give him some little hands, damn it. That's all I wanted. Hands.
All she wanted. Okay, so I messed that up. Oh well. Gonna change my way of thinking, make myself a different set of rules. Gonna put my good foot forward and stop being influenced by fools.
Good one.
That's Bob Dylan. Dryland. One. Yes.
It's doing that again.
What is that about?
I have no idea. It did that last week. It called 911 without my permission.
Oh my goodness.
They answered.
They
Shit.
answered. Oh my. Oh
Hello?
my, oh my.
No, I do not. And my phone, I was filming and my phone just called you. I'm actually live streaming right now and it just called you. I don't know what the problem is. I'm sorry about that. No, I do not. Bye. That same thing happened last week, remember?
I do remember, and that's kind of strange.
I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up. Because I didn't touch the phone or anything. It was just in its cradle. They didn't touch it. I didn't
So
press
there's
any
something
buttons.
going on with an application or something that's causing
Yes.
that. That's weird. Anybody have any ideas? You can pass them on to us here.
Yep, now I'm afraid to film with the damn thing.
I know.
Because I don't
Well,
want to be
because
recording.
you do that too many times, and then they start thinking, you know, you're crying wolf, or you know.
Yeah, I think they'll even charge you if you call them falsely or something.
Yeah.
All right, let's think about these folds. They come down and they are crisscrossed somehow up here. And there's just a lot of like little folded bits. It's not going to be a video for this one, by the way. Anybody cares, because I'm not turning that thing back on if it calls 911 again.
Sorry, Natalie. I shouldn't be laughing about that, but so many times I've done stupid stuff like that.
Oh. Yeah, this is a new phone and it's got buttons on both sides. And that's probably what it is. It was squeezing it.
Oh.
Thank you, Margot. Thank you. She knows.
Okay.
I'm not very familiar with the features of this new phone.
So don't squeeze
apparently
both
if you
sides
squeeze
at the
those
same
buttons.
time.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And the way that, you know, the holder pinches it like this.
Yeah.
And so it was probably pinching and impressing. I'm not sure that I appreciate that feature.
I wonder if there's a way to change it.
I don't know. I know that if you hold, because you know it doesn't have a button. You know, like the other ones used to have that little button right here. It
Yeah, I
doesn't have
know.
that.
I don't have a button either, and it drives me crazy. Or at least it did
yeah,
until I
I
got
would rather have the
accustomed.
button, actually. I would rather have the button. Because I knew what to do with the button, and this thing now, it's like a whole new thing. And it
Takes a
used to be
long
if you press
time.
down the button, then it called 911. If you pressed
Yeah.
it too long, it would automatically call. But I don't know. Anyway, this is my little monk guy. That's all I know. He's a monk. He's a Mandrillian monk. There is such thing. Can you guys tell that that's what it is?
Sure.
I don't know.
I think he has wonderful robes.
I mean, they're the right color.
Yeah.
This water-based ink doesn't like to go over the top of the acrylic either. It makes it kind of weird. But anyway. What else can I do? So we need to show that he's in Japan, on top of a mountain in the Misty Mountains, meditating. So we're going to need to have a mountain rising up behind him. Something like that. Mountain rising up. And then on top of that mountain, there's going to be a temple off in the misty distance. So we're going to have to draw a temple, and my pencil is being out of things. Oh my gosh. Today is a day where everything is being annoying. All right, so if I was a temple, what would I look like? That's the question. I would have a base, that's for sure. So let's make a base. Some sort of a base for it to sit on would probably be smart. It would have these angles though. And then it would probably have, it would be tall. So let's make kind of a tall angled situation like that. Like it has multiple, and on the top it's going to have one of these very pitched and curved on the edges roofs, you know, because they're like kind of almost curved on the edges like that. Let's get rid of anything that's not anything I want. And then they would have balconies or something, which might look
yeah, gotta have a balcony.
something like this. With those same funny roofs.
There's a mosque not too far away here, and they've got, you know, the temple columns out front with the they've got a little balcony in between those columns. It's kind of cool. I like the architecture.
Yeah, the architecture of some of the, I mean, you know, when you go to look at churches and temples and things, it's all about the art and the architecture.
Mm-hmm.
Architecture to me being art. So make it more curved. So it would look something like that. And then it would have these situations in the front like that, holding it up.
Well, I used to go over to that church because every once in a while they would have a sale where they would make they make these meat pies, and they were selling their flatbread. They'd make wonderful flatbread.
Are the meat pies those what do they call, bierock or something like that?
I'm not sure what they call them. They're just like a meat and onion and, you know, spices and stuff inside of a dough package.
Yeah, that's a bierock. Yeah.
Okay.
When I lived in Kansas, I used to get those.
Very good.
They're yummy. They're like buns with good stuff on the inside. I don't think this paint is going to be.
Well, I remember, you know, when we were in Omaha, we got these, I think they were Russian sandwiches. They're called a runza.
Uh-huh.
And they're a package thing like that. I think every culture must have a package sandwich that they carried with them. Because, you know, the miners used to take those, what do they call it? Pasties?
Yeah.
Down in the mines.
I mean, I watch a lot of Food Network, and yeah, there is. Like even like pierogies and things are, you know, stuffed inside a dough of some sort.
Yeah.
So I think every culture has something. You know, the Latin cultures have empanadas. Those are dough with something on the inside.
Yeah. Only I think their dough is more like a pie.
It's like
crust,
a pastry dough.
it?
Yeah, kind of more like a short crust as opposed to like a bread.
Yeah.
But even so, it's made with flour, and you know, it's a dough.
Yeah.
Regardless, some sort of a dough. So, you know, I think it would be smart to do this with pens because it would be easier. All right, so they have the red roofs, but then I think the buildings are made out of like dark mahogany or something on these type of buildings. And then the columns are black or gold, and they have writing on them. Writing that I can't write, so we're just gonna pretend it doesn't exist. So there's no way I could make anything that looks like that without literally copying something, you know.
Yeah. And then you don't know what it says.
Right. I mean, I'd have to find out what it says. And I didn't do that, so no writing on my columns. Besides, this guy's way off in the distance, and you probably can't see the writing.
Right.
That's my
It's
story.
the suggestion. It's all in the suggestion.
I guess I'll make the back of the building brown, even though this isn't a very deep brown. And then I'll make the columns gold to differentiate. You know, this is definitely not a mahogany brown at all. But it's the brown I've got.
It did not come out really smooth.
And I'm going to probably make the platform black.
So I'll add a little crayon to it and see if I can smooth that out a little bit. Yeah, that's a little better.
See how this goes. Well, there's something in there anyways. So then the columns are going to be gold. This would be very ornate, but yeah. I know what kind of an ornateness to put on there, so just going to make it off in the distance so that I don't have to be so specific.
Right.
That's the smartest thing to do, I think.
That works.
I think I need to connect this more with, just going to make this come down a little bit more right there, just to make it look a little bit less weird. Kind of. There's definitely something weird about it, though. Too much crap on my desk.
I don't know. I really prefer these Marabou over the Distress crayons, I have to say. Much creamier.
I agree. I don't have the Marabou, but I've got the King Art gel sticks.
Well, to me, okay, here's the thing. I think the King Art and the Marabou are the same.
I think they are too.
If you look at, let's pull them out here. This is a Marabou.
Yeah, it looks exactly the same.
And these are the King Art. And you look at the packaging, the only difference is the sticker that they put on the front. I mean, the color's the same.
I first noticed that type of a trend when I was working for Stampin' Up! A long time ago.
Yeah.
And they would get all these products that were manufactured specifically for them in their colors.
Yep.
But they were made by other companies.
Yep.
So I'm sure that that's the same situation.
I'm sure you're right.
Yeah.
Let's see, what color do I want to use for shadowing?
And I mean, Ranger makes stuff
Oh yeah.
for specific colors for everybody.
Well, Ranger buys stuff from other companies too.
Yeah.
Because their gel comes directly from Judikins. They're
Right.
because I bought Judikins years ago, and then Ranger was putting their label on it. It's like, oh, okay, I have some of that. Only, where is it? Yeah, here. This is micro glaze from Judikins. It's the same thing as the glaze from Ranger.
And maybe both of those companies buy it from somewhere else altogether.
Well, probably China or something,
Yeah, I mean, you just never know.
Well, actually, probably Japan. I think Judikins is from Japan. I don't know. Where does it say this came from? Doesn't tell me. But it's just like everybody else. It's a paraffin. It's a wax. It's a But once you know what a product is, you can shop whatever brand. It doesn't necessarily have to be a particular brand. I shopped around a lot because I was being told by people that a whole lot of products were different. Now, some products I think are a little bit different, and I have my preferences, like when it comes to gesso and the thickness of it and that sort of thing. I do have some preferences. It's just like I was talking about the Utrick gesso. If you look at this particular gesso, it is formulated to be smooth and stretchy, and it's a nice thick consistency, kind of like whipped butter, So it's a really nice gesso. So, we all have our preferences. At least I do. I don't know about anybody else. I definitely have preferences. And when it comes to those crayons, I got to say, I like either the Marabou or the King Art much better than the Distress crayon. These are better.
Yep, because they're creamy and they can blend a lot easier.
Yep.
I agree 100%.
There's Natalie says Frugal Crafter's been doing a lot of watercolor comparison. Yeah. I mean, unless you know specifically who's grinding the pigments and putting the stuff together, a lot of them are the same. And a lot of them are not real good quality. I mean, the pigment load on some of those is just not the greatest. All right, I need a white.
I keep seeing all those handmade watercolors and like Jasper Stardust and all those, and I'm like, oh, I want. But then I managed to control myself. Barely.
Well, some of them can be very, very expensive.
Yeah, because they're grinding the pigments. I mean, that's not free, No. But they're so cool.
But I mean, who is it? I was watching. I think I was watching Patty Parrish, where she had gone to one of the manufacturers and was learning to take the pigments and put it on the glass and do the whole thing, putting it together and making her own watercolors. And I thought, I'll buy mine ready made.
Yeah.
I'm too lazy for that. I mean, not that it wasn't beautiful, but I mean, I like Daniel Smith. I know they make great paint.
Yeah, I
And
love the new ones I just got. Very specific desert colors, really, or forest. But I got them from this girl in I think it's Singapore, and her name of her Etsy shop is Watercolor Hoarder, and so I was all over that,
yeah,
hilarious to me. It's like, I'm a watercolor hoarder. I'm not even a professional watercolorist, but I still want them. I still want them.
well, I think it's like so many things. If you have the right paper and the right paints and things, you're going to be much happier with the end results than if you take a prang watercolor and think you're going to be an artist with that. I mean, you're not. You're just not, because the pigment, I mean, you'd have to go over it 10 times to get enough pigment load to make it look the way you want. And
Yep, exactly.
by then you've pilled your paper and you it's like yeah, no.
So I'm trying to make some moss colored covered boulders here. I don't know how successful I am. Probably not very, but that's why I told you what I'm trying to make, so that you'd know.
Okay. Glad you told me.
Like, that doesn't look like moss covered anything, you nincompoop.
I'm trying to make these diamonds stand out on here, and they're kind of a hot mess.
Shit. Get back on there, Moss. I didn't tell you could come off. Some days, Moss, it just won't stay where you want it. So Mr. Mandleton, he's a cool old monk, and he wanted to go up and meditate, so we had to go like clear up the mountain to get away from his annoying other monks, to climb up the mountain, like you do.
Where they're having these temples that are hanging off the side of a cliff.
Definitely.
Wow.
He's way up there in the sky clouds.
Well, I even, some of those places where they're growing tea up on the side of a mountain.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah.
Very precarious looking.
Yep.
Anyway, I was trying to make boulders. I don't know. Not exactly thrilled with them. Hopefully you get the idea. That's what I was going for. I don't know. Maybe I'll stack a couple more on there.
Put her name on here somewhere. She is Desiree Decisive.
Anyway. Surprisingly, we've only got like 15 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
That's surprising to me because I didn't feel like I was making anything super fantastic here.
Well, who did? I mean, I had no idea where, you heard me being indecisive. One of the
Yes.
things I like to do is mix it up. I like to use both upper and lower case and, not be very decisive about the font that I'm using. So
I like to do that. It takes a long time.
it's fun though. I mean, I think it gives it a little more, because I don't really like my own handwriting.
Oh, I hate my handwriting. Ugh, barf.
So this is a way that I will put something on a page and be okay with it.
I have a video coming out soon that has all kinds of crazy writing on it. I use like rub-ons and stickers and every kind of thing I could find. It was really fun, but it took freaking forever to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was day 7. And I think she's done. I think Desiree is done. Hi, Barb. So let's see. I've been trying to work ahead a little bit. Now that I've got this much done, I should probably start on a background. Part of my problem is when I'm doing stuff like this, some of my pages already have some background stuff on them. Like this one had some background stuff on there, and then other pages don't. And so I need to go through and let some of those background things dry down before I move on, because if I've got a page like this, say, that doesn't have anything on it, I don't want to work on a real wet page. See, like these have a little bit of something there. That's an old page that I done, but then these don't have anything there. So I should at least go through and put some gesso on some of these. So they're a little bit better to work on. And I should have prepped this whole book before I even started. Might have given me a clue about picking a different book. Something behind there.
Well, I mean, if you have it, you want to use it. You don't want to just like.
Well, I needed to use the book anyway, so I'm getting it done. It would have been a lot easier if I had better paper. You don't have to be so delicate with it or worried about how much moisture you're putting on the page or.
Yeah. But that's the nature of a homemade book like that.
Yeah.
People need to know. That's how it is.
That's how it is. Boy, I'm making a mess of this.
So it's a good thing you're using it, I think.
Yeah, and I need to get some better, there is good tape that you can put your pages back in with if something falls out. I just don't happen to have any of that on hand right now, I think. I
thought I saw you using like bookbinding tape.
I used, I tell you, the last page I taped in, I used just regular Scotch tape and I put some glue underneath it. And Scotch tape is not something you want to use for anything long term because it's plasticized, you know.
True.
So I wonder if I do have any of that. I've got some bookbinder tape someplace. It's just a matter, where did I put it? I don't know. I know I had a box of it someplace. I don't know if I used it all up or not. I doubt it.
Okay, what am I going to do now? I'm going to dry this.
I was hoping I could pull it out and show it to you guys so that you at least knew what it looked like. I have good packaging tape. That always works well. I have, I may have found some. Yes, document repair. Got it. Got it. We have a little talk about tape here. I've got, this is just regular packing tape repair. This is kind of fun sometimes when you're putting things together. I pulled down my removable Post-it tape too, because you can use this for masking. So this is good for that. But this is what I use to put books together with when things are falling apart. This is a document repair tape, and it's by Lineco. Lineco is a good company. It's acid and lignin-free tissue. Let me see what it looks like. So you can repair your pages with this. I got another double page spread with gesso on, so that should help moving forward here. Are you guys all doing the challenge? Thank you, Vicki. She's saying let's all do the happy thumb thing.
Oh, thank you, Vicki. Please do.
Yeah, I know. Gesso always kills the focus. I got to get real something in there. White just doesn't work. You got to have something in there for it to focus on. Which is why I should probably never gesso on the live show. Oh, man. I tell you guys, there's always something to cause you trouble when it comes to filming and editing and all of that. I was watching a video this morning, and it was so loud when the music came on that it would blast you out of here, and then you couldn't hear the conversation at all. And I said, I remember when I had those kind of issues.
Oh, I had sound issues that were related to YouTube for the longest time. Sometimes I wouldn't change anything and my voice would be super loud or super soft and people would, I can't hear you. Like, well, I made it the same as the last one. You know, give me a break. All right, I think I'm done with my page. It's good enough.
Okay, let me pull that out for you, Natalie, and show you. I'm just going to stick something in here so my pages don't stick together. Try, whoop, whoop, whoop. Like here, you can see that this is not wanting to stay. So this if I can get it separated.
Almost tripped all over the junk. I was on my way.
Oh, just cut off a piece, will you?
Get a little bit of metallic. Metallic it up a little bit. Because why not?
So the trick is to get it apart. Okay, so this is very much like the stuff that Ranger sells. It's almost like a translucent tape. Disappears almost. cut straight. I'd be dangerous. But this is what real bookbinders recommend. And you can use this over tears. You know, you just put it over a spot and burnish it down. And then if you want extra strength, you do it on the reverse side. So like if I wanted to add another piece on the back side, I could do that. Thanks, Rennie. Anybody else have questions? I guess not. So,
Imamu Mandrillington climbs mountains in Japan to meditate and stacks rocks for his zen.
Very cool. And there's Desiree Decisive. She's going to change her way of thinking, make herself a different set of rules, going to put a good foot forward and stop being influenced by fools. So thanks, guys. We'll see you again next week, and have a great week. I hope you use the hashtag and post, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Yep. Bye-bye.